It's 6:30 in Yaoundé, 6:30 in Douala, 6:30 in Cameroon. Good evening and welcome to the 6:30 Prime News on My Media Prime live from Studio A at Fengudron Bange in the country's economic capital, Douala. My name is Gienda Pelgrim Blanche King. We're thanking you for choosing My Media Prime. And today's edition of the news will begin from news in the country. Security has been beefed in the economic and political capitals of the country ahead of the planned protest announced or called by the presidents of the MRC political party, Professor Maurice Kamto, scheduled for September 20 to 2020. Two separate releases were signed, one from the governor of the Central Region, Nasser Paul Biya, and another from by the governor of the Littoral Region, Samuel Dieudonné Ivaha Diboa, prohibiting any form of unauthorized manifestation. Details in the following report with Lasha Kinsley.
Ahead of the September 22 planned nationwide protest to oust Biya from power by the CRM of Professor Maurice Kamto, authorities have put Yaoundé and Douala on red alert. According to separate releases signed on September 11, 2020 by the governors of the Littoral and Central regions, all unauthorized public manifestations have been banned. This action was taken in a bid to counter Kamto's move. Security and defense forces of both capital cities, according to the releases, have been instructed to execute the orders of the respective governors. Sources say the orders of Governor Dieudonné Ivaha Diboa of the Littoral Region and that of Nasser Paul Biya of the Central Region are already being strictly implemented by security forces, as over 8 commercial bikers were reportedly whisked off by men in plain clothes believed to be members of the security forces shortly after a video of them went viral on the social media, mobilizing ahead of the September 22 planned nationwide protests. Anti-riot police have since last Friday stationed at major street corners in Yaoundé and Douala.
Over to the southwest region of the country, inhabitants of Limbe 3 municipality decry the bad state of roads leading to the markets. According to some traders, accessing the newly opened market is very difficult and cumbersome. Details with our reporter, Bokengo Kemia Worthy.
The newly opened market in the Limbe 3 municipality is faced with some challenges that hinders the smooth functioning of the market for the local population. This includes poor accessibility to the market, which is mostly on a motorbike. Worse still, the bad state of the muddy road worsens, especially when it rains. This in turn hinders a lot of persons to visit the market, as well as discourage many from buying foodstuff in large quantities. Nonetheless, the third assistant mayor for the Limbe 3 municipality, Madame Clorantine Njo, encourages inhabitants to focus their energy on the positive and bright sides of the market.
Limbe 3 man will not open a market. Do a market open for the whole population of Limbe and Cameroon. We get farm. For farm, mommy they go harvest their children, they can't sell for it. They say cheaper, but they just go harvest some farm, they not be buy and sell. We get fish, mommy then because we get seafood, mommy then they do fishing. Papa they do fishing, they just can't sell directly. So buy and sell, they can buy from them, go resell. Crayfish to the same for Cameroon. The heart of crayfish of Cameroon now Limbe 3. Now we supply crayfish for the whole Cameroon. So one can buy for it will be cheaper. And the people they can buy from we go supply from Limbe or Douala or Boya.
And according to some traders and inhabitants of the area,
I'm glad for this market opening and happening for Limbe 3. Because as we see now, so this close is the market, go sell for town. So now the sell for like now, so you see I don't already sell. My first time I just come back for house because market no day. So I'm glad plenty for this market.
The good farmers then. This is at the same interest and the same time do farming. So it will really help for eradicate this poverty we get and so for our own area because there's no chop of farm. You need Maggi, but you get cassava. You just put your cassava, they buy them. The money you take and you buy Maggi. So it will not overhelp we are glad for the two-way government not one for we. As you see me now, I don't display my things them, my sewing machine, my material, I be so already for the command way they don't give me.
It should be noted that the market consists of 20 stores, 60 open shades, 3 blocks and an open space big enough to accommodate more than 1,000 persons. Convinced that the market will help boost their economy, individuals in this area as well as Bayam Salam across the country begs on government for timely intervention regarding the roads for better accessibility and results.
This is day 6 of Operation Bamenda Clean. Most economic activities have remained or have been grounded. City dwellers are slowly accepting life without the circulation of motorbikes and taxis in some municipalities. Though attacks and gun battles persist, Governor Adolphe Afrique of the Northwest region has urged the population to collaborate with forces of law and order to ensure Bamenda returns to normalcy. He was speaking recently during a security meeting to evaluate the operation thus far. Mudslides, victims of Upper and Lower Congo villages in the Ngutu subdivision, southwest region of the country, have received humanitarian aids from the government in order to assist them better via livelihood or their source of livelihood, as our reporter Darling Gonde tells us in the following report.
The recent mudslide victims of Lower Mbo, Upper and Lower Congo villages of Ngutu subdivision of the southwest region of Cameroon have finally been heard. The benevolent gesture, worth a total amount of 3,300,000 francs plus material and moral support, has been initiated by the humanitarian organization dubbed the Rainbow Group. While receiving the unexpected assistance, the inhabitants have in turn expressed profound gratitude to the benefactors while soliciting more aid.
I would only appreciate whatever thing they give me. My word that I can say is just to say thank the Rainbow. Let them continue to help us.
It's not easy, but we don't so the power and I do as
the victims, who were pioneered by the local administrative authorities, say they now feel remembered after being neglected during the natural disaster. With hopes of their farm-to-market roads to be reopened, the villagers are ever more poised to continue with their regular economic activities.
We don't know, say, we don't do for this of we alone. We do that for the way that the few are paying and the share in it.
According to the benefactors, this act of kindness has been motivated due to the long neglect of these people, as government support towards this effect is yet to be recorded. By the end of the day, the faces of all the beneficiaries were further graced with smiles of joy as they expressed their need for more support.
You're watching Prime News on My Media Prime. The population of the Far North region, ranked the most malnourished in the country, have been sensitized on food rationing and preservation in a bid to eradicate high rates of malnutrition in the region. Details with Fonquinta.
Malnutrition has remained a major setback in the Far North region of Cameroon, a situation linked to financial difficulties, natural disasters like droughts and floods, responsible for destruction of farmlands, and Boko Haram attacks in the region. According to statistics from health officials in Cameroon, about 30% of the population of the Far North region suffers from malnutrition, and the region ranked the most malnourished in the country, followed by the North region, the Adamawa and East region respectively. Imbalanced diet is another cause for high rates of malnutrition in the Far North region.
Il faut du repas qui a des vitamines, mais les moyens nous manquent.
To curb the situation of malnutrition in the region, sensitization campaigns have been ongoing to drill women on local food rationing and preservation in the region. According to locals, the sensitization was timely, and it is their wish for authorities to organize more, as it will go a long way to completely eradicate malnutrition from the Far North region of Cameroon.
An association bringing together actors in the world of information and communication technology has launched a fight against fake ICT operators and cyber criminality in Kmer. Yesterday, the leader rose to bring others into the profession, as our reporter Tamfu Sidwan Dimbia brings us details from Kmer.
A fight against the rapid influx of unqualified technicians and actors in the world of ICT has been launched in Kumba, southwest region of Cameroon.
There are a lot of fake technicians outside that were spoiling this noble profession.
Unveiling their t-shirts on Sunday the 13th of September 2020, the Global Computers Association BOCAT launched a serious fight against fake ICT technicians who are not qualified to do the job but trying to destroy the 21st century pride.
There are a lot of make-up technicians, unqualified technicians, who are going around spoiling our trade. We feel now that some of those ill-mannered artists are going to be regularized right now. Fish out all the unqualified technicians, harmonize ourselves, and set some goals that will work with one another in the association.
The Global Computers Association also highlighted that cyber criminality is a big problem in a digital world, and a serious fight is also launched against that, since they will set out their goals and rules to adopt sanity in the noble profession.
Well, the issue of cyber criminality, we are working hand in glove with the authorities.
According to Nkongo Nelson, the president of the association will facilitate solidarity amongst members.
I'm doing all computers, especially together, so that we know the special in the customer, and we know our brother and sisters in and around where they deal with ICT.
BOCAT will also fight against the high rate of unemployment.
Job market for people will be jobless and ask people who don't go to school to come out and live for house and train them to train in many domains.
The ceremony ended with an agreed decision, fighting against unqualified actors and setting up goals for a better practice in the world of ICT.
Head of State, His Excellency President Paul Biya has received a special invitation to attend a major colloquium in Brazzaville come October 24, 2020. The invitation was handed to him by Congolese Foreign Affairs Minister over the weekend. Nora Kakebi reports.
The President of the Republic, His Excellency Paul Biya, received an invitation recently to attend a special colloquium in Brazzaville on the 24th of October 2020. The President has been invited to deliver a special message to the youth of Africa and the world. Jean-Claude Gakoso, Congolese Minister of Foreign Affairs, served the invitation to Cameroon's President in an audience granted him at the State House on Saturday, September 12, 2020, from his President, Denis Sassou Nguesso. Speaking to the reporters at the end of the meeting, the Special Envoy of the Republic of Congo emphasized on the high esteem bestowed on President Paul Biya by the population and leaders of the sub-region. He noted that the head of state's presence in Brazzaville will be greatly appreciated.
Nous avons apporté une invitation, précisément une invitation à son Excellence, qu'il a reçue avec honneur et plaisir. Et nous espérons, vous savez, les chefs d'État ont des agendas très compliqués, mais nous espérons vivement que son Excellence sera là à Brazzaville parce que sa parole est très attendue. C'est un grand patriarche, la mémoire de notre sous-région, son message est très très attendu à cette occasion-là.
According to the emissary, the colloquium will focus on education, but will, however, serve as an opportunity to inspire and motivate African youths with messages of hope, especially with the rise of racism across the globe.
Le 24 octobre de cette année, un grand colloque universitaire certes, mais un colloque au cours duquel, ou à l'ouverture duquel, les chefs d'État vont s'adresser à la jeunesse africaine et au monde. Porter des messages d'espoir, surtout par ces temps où on voit ressurgir des phénomènes odieux comme le racisme, où on entend des propos totalement désobligeants à l'égard de l'Afrique. Est-ce que nous devons rester les bras croisés? Non. Nous n'acceptons plus la domination, nous n'acceptons plus l'humiliation, et nos chefs d'État vont porter cette parole forte devant le monde, devant l'Afrique, devant notre jeunesse.
His 40 minutes discussion with President Biya, he underlines, equally dwelt on the 60th anniversary of independence and the 80th anniversary of Central Africa being the refuge for France after the defeat of the 1940s.
Nous avions abordé un sujet particulier qui concerne l'histoire commune. Donc l'histoire commune. L'Afrique célèbre les 60 ans d'indépendance. La plupart des des États, pas tous, la plupart des États, notamment les pays francophones, mais il y a un événement majeur qui a précédé ces indépendances. Cet événement remonte à 80 ans aujourd'hui. C'est lorsque la puissance tutélaire qui était la France à l'époque a été vaincue par les nazis. Et la France a en quelque sorte refugié son honneur en Afrique équatoriale française, ici en Afrique centrale, à Brazzaville, qui est devenue la capitale de la France libre.
Both personalities also reviewed the excellent and permanently strong ties which exist between Yaoundé and Brazzaville.
The Islamic Cultural Association of Cameroon has inaugurated a newly constructed mosque in the locality of Petit Mboulaye, Manjo subdivision in the East region of Cameroon. The ceremony took place over the weekend. Details in the following report with Jean Didier in the French language.
Inauguration d'une mosquée à Petit Mboulaye dans l'arrondissement de Manjou. Les relations intercommunautaires sont de plus en plus visibles au Cameroun, pays de paix qui abrite plus de 250 tribus et ethnies sur son territoire. L'exemple qui vient de Petit Mboulaye, localité située à près de 50 km de Bertois, chef-lieu de la région de l'Est et qui abrite une importante communauté musulmane. C'est ici que l'Association culturelle et islamique du Cameroun, en abrégé ASIC, vient d'inaugurer une mosquée pour les populations musulmanes, commerçantes pour la plupart sur le corridor Douala-Bangui. En présence de l'élite Aoussa de Bertois, le vendredi, jour sacré chez les musulmans, a été choisi afin que les prières du jour montent vers Allah le Tout-Puissant.
Avoir le bon cœur et promouvoir le vivre. Donc c'est tout ce que moi j'ai. Et j'aimerais aussi exhorter à la jeunesse. Pour dire à la jeunesse que la jeunesse peut. Il suffit de comprendre et de se soumettre. Et puis je conclurai mon interview en remerciant l'association ASIC et plus précisément l'association NAMA.
Puisque toutes les grands militaires de la communauté musulmane de la région de l'Est sont venus ici. Vraiment, nous remercions le Seigneur et nous conseillons nos frères camerounais de vraiment bien suivre ce que le Premier ministre a dit concernant la population. On a mis les Cachemires, les sourds, qui essayent de faire le mieux dans cette situation.
Il y a une maison de jeunesse déjà pour tout le monde. C'est un ajout pour la communauté. Et ce que j'aimerais dire à la communauté, c'est de prendre soin à ces mosquées et qu'il soit un exemple, qu'il ne soit pas radicaliste, qu'il soit beaucoup plus un exemple pour la communauté intègre. Parce que nous sommes dans une communauté où la laïcité est de taille. Le pays en est un exemple. Il faut qu'il reflète cet exemple du pays,
La prière qui s'est déroulée dans le strict respect des mesures barrières, avec la distribution de cache-nez et de gels hydroalcooliques par l'association ASIC, aux dignitaires musulmans présents, comme pour rappeler aux uns et aux autres que le coronavirus est toujours présent. Faisons donc attention.
Some young persons have been trained on the basics of some sporting disciplines, karate, basketball, football, amongst the others. This was during a 2-month holiday program for kids organized by the Catholic University Institute of Boya. Details with sportsman Fabrice Kendinga.
Close to 205 young people have been handed certificates of participation from the Catholic University Institute of Boya after undergoing training in some sporting disciplines. For 8 weeks, the young stars were taught the basics of sporting activities like karate, basketball, volleyball, handball, football, dancing, amongst others. Organizers noted that it was an opportunity to instill in the young people team spirit and unity, while handing over the certificate of participation to the elected pupils and students. The representative of the president of CUIB cautioned the parents to jealously keep the certificates.
These students have gone through a lot. Apart from all these practical skill-oriented programs, there was still also the academic aspect. They learned a lot in class.
Close to 50 instructors who took part in the training holiday program for kids were also praised for their hard work, dedication and commitment as they received their own attestation from management. At the end of the event, The representative of the president told reporters that the main aim of the program was to keep children busy during this holiday period.
It was not a school going on as such. It was just a way of keeping the children a little bit occupied during the holidays. And we made sure we selected our children based on the number that is required by the government.
According to the coordinator of the program, it was an enriching training for the kids.
We've been here for over 8 weeks, and what has been, we've had sporting activities like basketball, athletics, football, karate, table tennis. Kids, we had a special program for kids, especially for those below 4 years, with some special professionals.
Nonetheless, the joy and celebration seen on the faces of the children proves that the children needed the activities in order to keep fit as well as their well-being. But it is not the first time the institution is organizing such a program for kids.
The edition of Prime News on My Major Prime Ewane Airline Olinga, produced the news coordinated by Lasha Kinsley. My name is Genda Pel.